So finally, with that being said, let's get into creating our consistent AI influencers. So first things first, we need to go over and set up a Leonardo account, which is a free AR generator, so there you've got some, I would say, the free credits. And I will put the link in the resources of this lecture, alright? So go over there and open this one website. And now in order to create an account, we've got there the button, so create an account, let's click on it. And there just go over and select one of these options, or just go over right here and click sign up, and there provide your informations, and afterwards click on this button. So after you do this, you should have this entire interface. At the top of our page, we've got the quick access of some features of the Leonardo. In this course, obviously, we won't cover all of the tools inside of the Leonardo AI, also all of the techniques, because there we'll only cover the tools which are necessary to create the AI influencers. However, if you are interested, I really encourage you to check out my other course about the Leonardo AI, where you will learn exactly from start to finish how to use this amazing AR generator. So feel free to check it out. So at the left side of the page, we've got the sidebar, and there we'll need to know this one tool, which is the image generation, alright? But before we'll go over there, in the main, I would say the homepage, we've got one additional feature which is very important, and this is the recent creations. So there we can go over and, for example, pick the category character, and there just we can search for different inspiration, alright? So if we go over to any image, right there, we've got our prompt, we can just copy it right there, we can remix, alright? So use all of the settings with the prompt, or just even there you've got some of the settings, and basically in this course you will learn some of them. However there, as I said, you've got this entire space to search for the inspiration. Also there you can sort by the upscaled, by the motion, but this is not necessary for now, or whether there by the new, or whether the top. So for now this is everything that you need to know about the main homepage of the Leonardo AI. Therefore now, let's go over to our tool, where we'll be able to create our consistent AI influencers. So let's go over ahead to the left side of the page and click on the image generation. If you are using the Leonardo for the first time, it can be a little bit overwhelming. However, I will explain you some of the, I would say, the most important features. So at the left side of the page, we've got the sidebar with different metrics. So firstly, we've got the number of the, I would say, the coins. So there are the credits that we can use, for example, to create the specific images. The credits, I would say, differ from the settings. So basically, if you will choose a lot of settings when it comes to your image, the number of the credits in order to create the specific image increases, alright? Same, if you will use, for example, not a lot of settings, let me show you very quickly the instance. For example, let's say there I've got the box where I can type my description for the image, alright? And there I can type, for example, a dog. And at the right top corner, I've got the button generate, and there I've got the 6 tokens, so the 6 credits, alright? So this is the amount of credits that I need to spend in order to create these images. However, if I go over there, and for example, I will enable some of the random options, there you can see this number increases, alright? Also there, at the left side of the page, we've got the number of images to create. So for example, if I will choose the number of the 3, this, the amount decreases. However there, if I will choose the 6, this number is bigger. Also there, you can see, and definitely you can go over and play with it. If you have created the Leonardo account and you have the free version, you've got approximately 150 credits. And don't get me wrong, basically this amount is enough for completing this entire course. However there, you will be able only to create not a lot of images at all, because there you've got the, I would say, the limited amount of the credits, and also the images will be a little bit worse quality. However, as I said, you're able to complete this course without just buying a subscription. So again, for example, let's say you don't want to buy a subscription, therefore you don't need to choose this one settings, for example, and there for 4 images you will have the 6, I would say, the tokens. So basically with the 150 tokens per day, alright, because this is the the amount per day, you can create a lot of different, I would say, the images, alright? However, if you want to create the best AI influencers, I really encourage you to invest in the paid subscription. For now it's approximately the $12 per month, because there you have, I would say, 8,500 tokens per month. So this is the big amount of the tokens, and basically this is very enough, and also we will be able to use some additional features, alright? So again, feel free to go over there and decide for yourself. Also, when it comes to the subscription, we've got the 4 different plans. However, I think the standard plan is really enough, because there we've got a tons of the tokens to use, alright? So definitely you won't use, I would say, all of the tokens right there, despite the fact if you will generate a lot of images per day in the Leonardo. So I think this plan is very enough. However, as I said, feel free to use the free plan. There you've got the 150 fast tokens, but bear in mind that sometimes the per day you can encounter the lack of the tokens, alright? And also you won't be able to use some additional the features. And also the last one fact, if you are considering to buy a subscription, feel free to use the link in the resources of this lecture. So by this way you will help me a lot, buy me a coffee, and also participate in expanding this one course and also updating it. So I will be very, very grateful. Nevertheless, now let's go over back and cover rest of the features. Let's go over back to our sidebar. There again we've got the number of images. So you know there you can choose how much images you would like to create. But sometimes we've got the option to only choose, I would say, the specific amount of the images, maximum. And overall that depends from the settings. So for example there, I will enable the transparency. And there you can notice I can only generate up to 4 images at the same time. So pay attention to this one fact. There we've got the different settings which we'll be using, but we'll exactly cover them in the next one lectures, alright? So for now let's leave it. And there what we have, the very important topic, so the dimensions. So there basically we can choose the dimension of our image. So for example, we can make it as the 760 the 8 per the 1024, or whether choose different dimensions, alright? And there also we have something the aspect ratio. So basically in the next one lecture, we'll exactly explain this one topic, but there you can choose different, I would say, the dimensions and the resolution of the image. So there this is very, very important. There below we've got something the image guidance, but we won't cover this for now. And there we've got the advanced settings. So we'll be using in this one the course the seed. And for now I'm just showing for you this one the feature. However, later we'll exactly cover what it exactly does, alright? So for now let's leave it. And basically these were all of the most important the features that for now you need to know. So firstly the prompt box. So there you are typing the description that you want, I would say, to receive. So the textual reference to the image. So if you will type a dog, you will have the image of the dog. There you can see we've got the female Instagram model, and there we've got the model. So that's how it works. Basically there the number of images, there this one features that later on we'll just cover. There the dimension, also we'll speak more about this. And there at the below that we've got something the advanced settings, and there the feature that we'll be using. So for now this is basically everything. We covered the basics of the Leonardo AI, we set up an account, and also we covered some of the, I would say, the basics options when it comes to the the main interface of our tool, alright? If you would please leave me your honest review of the course, it really helps me, and basically I will be very, very grateful, also all of the students, because you are saying if this course is just great or just not, what you like, what not, alright? So even other people from the outside will know if this course is worth to buy or not. So again, feel free to leave me your honest review, I will really appreciate it. For now this is everything, and I will see you in the next one video. So in this short video, we'll talk a little bit about the aspect ratio and which one is the best for our AI influencers. So overall, an aspect ratio is a proportional the relationship between the image the width and the height. And it exactly refers to the dimension that is defined, I would say, in the pixels. So there we've got at the left side of the page the image dimensions. And there you can see every time we change the image dimensions, the aspect ratio which is right there like changes. So there we've got like the 3x4, 1x1, or whether 1x2, alright? There also what is very cool, we've got like the sliders, so this is the width and this is the height, and basically we can increase like the specific like the pixels, and exactly like the aspect ratio there changes. But also pay attention to the cost of our like I would say the generation, alright? So every time when we increase the pixels, like the cost increases. So there we've got like the 10. Also there we've got like the different aspect ratios, so we can choose 4x3, 9x16, or whether 2x3. However, now we've got like the very important fact. Which one aspect ratio or the aspect ratios are the best for our AI influencers? And this is very good topic to like think about it. So there I've got really great article like with the exact like the visualization for our I would say the different dimensions and the aspect ratios. So there you can see like we've got the specific aspect ratio and like the amount defined like in the pixels, alright? Even let me like zoom it up a little bit. And this is like the dimension and the aspect ratio for the square feet post, which we are interested in, alright? So basically, we are very interested like in any, I would say, the dimensions for the Instagram posts. So there it is like the dimension, which is very, I would say, important to consider, alright? So the aspect ratio 1x1 and this one dimension, but basically like the dimension doesn't, I would say, affect the entire like the result. Because even if we will have like the dimension which is 2x, I would say bigger, it will adjust in our, I would say, the feed post. There we've got like the most important, I can say like the aspect ratio for our, I would say, the content. So 4x5. And this is exactly for the portrait feed post. There we've got like the story, which we are not exactly, I would say, interested in. So for this case you have like the 9x16 like the aspect ratio. Then we've got the reel, which is also in the same one like the aspect ratio as previously, and the story. And there also we've got the landscape feed post, which is also not bad, but definitely I can say like we'll mostly use this one too, like the different aspect ratios. So 4x5 and the 1x1. When we go over back to our Leonard AI, we can just preview our different aspect ratios. So click right there, and there see, we've got the 1x1. But we don't have the aspect ratio, which is the 4x5. But I've got you covered. Because actually we don't need to have like the exact aspect ratio. We need to only have, I would say, very similar one. So very similar one aspect ratio to the, I would say, the 4x5 is the 3x4. And basically, when we go over and choose it, for example, like this one images, are they in the aspect ratio of 3x4? And now if I go over for the specific image, for example this one, and I will go over there and just download this image, and if I go over to any like the image resizer on the internet, and I will provide my image, which is in the aspect ratio 3x4, and then I will choose the custom aspect ratio, so let's say 4x5, like we've got only like the slight differences, alright? So this one part will be cut off, alright? Only this one part. So this is the not, I would say, not huge amount of like the image, alright? Not huge part. So definitely we can go over to the Leonard AI and use the different aspect ratio, so 3x4, and afterwards go over to the any like the image resizer and do this very quickly, alright? So there, this is the great one method, like to crop your images and actually without any effort. So actually in this lecture we covered what basically like the aspect ratio is and also which ones are the best for our AI influencers. So bear in mind, we will be using like the aspect ratio 1x1, so basically the square, and I can say like the portrait one aspect ratio, right? So this is the 4x5, and overall these are the aspect ratios for the Instagram post on which we'll base, I would say, the most, alright? So with that being said, let's get into the lecture where we'll just create our first one images of our AI influencers. I'm very excited, therefore let's get into it. So in this video, let's exactly cover the proven formula in order to create the best images for our AI influencers. Also in this lecture, we'll create some beautiful arts based on this formula, however now let's go over and exactly cover it. So first things first, I need to say that this is very simple. Basically we don't have a lot of different parts, and a lot of different elements, alright? Because as I found, it works the best in the Leonardo AI, where we've got, I would say, the simple like the structure. So firstly what we have, the sentence, female Instagram model. And we are using this every time, alright? So every time when we are creating our image, we are just typing female Instagram model, and there we've got our variables, as I can say, alright? So there you are just providing your keywords. So 3 adjectives. And there what we can include inside. You can go over to the left bottom corner and see the adjectives. We have the adorable, cute, young, attractive, athletic, cute, gorgeous, middle-aged, mature. Or even there. Afterwards we've got, after 3 adjectives, we've got the hair color, and there you can type like the blonde hair, brown hair, or even the platinum hair. Next what we have, so the eyes color. We've got there the green eyes, the violet eyes, or whether the ocean. And at the end we've got the skin color, and we can type, for example, pale skin, sunburned skin, or whether the olive skin. So whether like choose what you would like right there, and also in this all variables, like choose your keywords that you think will be the perfect for you. And now with that being said, we can go over to the Leonardo AI and just create this art. And also what is very important, like you can go over and download this entire PDF with this one informations in the resources of this lecture. So every time when you will be creating, I would say different like the prompts, you can go over, open this file and like I would say base on it. And like see, I would say different like the examples. So for example there, you've got a lot of parameters to use. So let's get into the Leonardo AI, go over to the left side of our page and click on the image generation. And right there, let's go over and type our prompt firstly, alright? So we've got the female Instagram model. There we have the 3 adjectives. So for example, cute, young, and gorgeous. Then what we have? We've got the color of the hair. So for example, brown hair. We can type something like the sunburned skin. And also I forgot about providing the eyes color. So for example, let's go over with the green eyes. And that's basically everything for our prompt. You can see this is very simple, basically not, I would say, advanced at all. So as I found, it works the best. However, now we've got like the different settings to choose. Firstly, we need to go over and choose the proper model in order to create our arts. When we click there, you can see we've got a lot of different models. And overall, to better explain this topic very quickly, we can compare it to like different movies. Like the specific movie like has his, I would say, the plot, outline and the entire structure, alright? The theme, maybe it's the drama, or whether the fantasy or something like that. And same we've got with the different models of Leonardo. So each model produces like the images in the like specific, like the unique style, and the specific theme, and also with the specific details. So for example, like one model can be great for the anime, like the images, alright? The other one can be great for the hyper-realistic images. Another one can be great to create the fantasy, I would say the portraits, alright? Or whether any, I would say the objects. So basically we've got a lot of different models inside of the Leonardo. So for now we won't speak about it a lot, however now I will show you 2 the best models to use. So basically the first one model, which is the best one, is the Leonardo Kino XL. And the second one model is the Leonardo Diffusion XL. If you are using the free version of the Leonardo AI, you can go over with the Stable Diffusion 2.1, or whether go over and for example use the Dream Sharper. Or even if you want to discover all of the models, you can go over there and for example go over head to the community models. So there you can find a lot of different models provided by the community. Or even there, you can go over and search from the platform models. So there you have, I would say, more of them than in this, I would say, the drop down menu. So feel free to go over right there and pick something that you like the most. So for now what we can do, we can go over and select the Leonardo Kino XL. And now go over there, and there we've got like the types, I would say, of the arts. Alright, so the different, I would say, the styles. And there we've got something like the anime, dynamic, creative, general, illustration. But for now, I like to go over and pick something like the photography or whether the portrait. For now, let's go over with the photography. And now let's go ahead to the left side of the page, to our sidebar. So for example, let's choose the 4 images. And now let's enable the photoreal. This is the great one, I would say, the parameter, which like helps to create more realistic images at all, alright? So this is so powerful, I really recommend to use it. And even now you can see, when we go over there, it changed for us the style to the default one. However, there we can go over here and now choose the portrait. So in different, I would say, the models, or even if you choose some settings, you've got there different options. So let's go over there with the portrait, which works the best. After we've got the next one important feature, which is the alchemy, we need to go over and turn it on. And now we can see, like when we have the photoreal, every time it comes with the alchemy, alright? So it helps us to basically like create better quality images, like better characters, and overall just better images at all, alright, with the alchemy. And there we've got like the two, I would say the most important settings, our number of images, and now we can go over and choose the dimension. Firstly, we can go over there and choose the dimension 3x4. So we've got 664 and 880. However, if you would like, you can go over there and like select different, I would say, the dimensions. So again, there we've got the 3x4. Or just go over there and select 1x1. And for now I can say we've got everything that we need. So we can go over ahead and click there to generate the image. And also I recommend you to run it at least, I would say, 3 times to get the best images out there. And now just look on it, how amazing this is and how realistic at all. We can go over there and zoom it up a little bit. And now look, we've got everything that we need. Green eyes, brown hair, like this image is very detailed and just perfect, alright? I really love it. Then what we have, this one image for example. However, I don't like this one part. This one image is also great. What we have else, this one image. So overall you can see like the results are just outstanding, very realistic, like it seems as is this, I would say, the real person, alright? So just awesome, amazing, I can say. Each image is closely to perfection. Also, what is very important, please feel free to like experiment with your prompt. So for example, change some parts. Maybe let's go over there and type blonde hair, blue eyes, and for example, pale skin. So like see what you like the most. For example, let's go over with something adorable. And basically like type a lot of different prompts, like test it out, because it will be very important to choose the proper one images for our Instagram model and choose only the best ones. Therefore like type a lot of different prompts, like experiment again and like try it out at all. So just amazing. Look on it. This model is just perfect, alright? The entire face, the sharpness of the details, everything is just awesome, alright? I can say for now. Also there you can see, we've got this one image. We've got this one image. So a lot of different, I would say, the possibilities, a lot of images. And also you can see this is just awesome, alright? Also what we can notice is that, for example, these images are very similar, alright? Because we've got the same one prompt. However, in the next one lectures, I will show you exactly how to create the consistent characters. To be, I would say, exact or whether very similar to each other's, alright? So we'll have the nice collection of our consistent images that we can later on post up on our social media and basically like create our AI influencer from the scratch. So in the previous lecture, we exactly discovered the proven formula in order to create the beautiful like the AI Instagram models. However, now let's discuss how to create the consistent characters. So take this one image for example, so this woman's face, and basically put it in different situations, environments, and basically create the portraits of the woman, I would say with different clothes, and again, different situations. So overall, take this one character and create the consistent images of it. So now I've got for you like very interesting example to better understand it. Let's say you're going to the grocery and you see the exhibition of the oranges, alright? and you would like to buy some. And let's pick the, I would say, the specific value. So for example, there, we've got like the 100 oranges right there, alright? And you are picking some of them, and you see the one which is just perfect, alright? It has only a one, like the green spot. However, everything is great, and like basically you would like to pick this one orange. And for sure this orange is just unique, alright? It has like the exact, like the green spot in the exact place, alright? So no other, I would say, the orange has this one spot. However, there now comes to you like the, I would say, the worker of the grocery. Maybe it's something not realistic. However, like this guy, for example, like tell you that he can choose, for example, for you 10 random oranges, alright? But you say, no, I want to have like this specific one. With this one, I would say the spot, which is the green, alright? So no other else but the specific one orange. And this is very similar situation when it comes to our seed. When we create any images in our, I would say, Leonardo AI, every time right there we can notice we've got our three dots. And there we've got our option to copy the seed. And the seed is the specific number which is exactly assigned to this one 4 images. So this one collection, I would say, of these 4 images, alright? If we go over there, for example, there like the prompt doesn't change. However, there, like pay attention to this one, I would say the seed. When I go over there and I copy this one seed, and I will paste it right there, like it's different, alright? So I would say the collection of the specific images that you created at the same time, like has like the specific and the unique number for this, alright? And this is great when you would like to create something very similar, because you can provide the seed, and every time when we create any image, it will take, I would say, this image as a reference, alright? So I would say the starting point, so this one seed. And every time it will refer and create something very, very similar. Of course, like it won't be exact the same, because obviously this is the AI, however the accuracy of this one method and this one tool will be very, very, I would say, satisfying, alright? Therefore, with that being said, I hope that you like understand the entire concept, and in the next one lecture, we are going to create the consistent images of our AI model. So now let's go ahead and create the consistent characters, also practice how the entire seed works like, alright? For this case, we can go over there, and for example, based on this collection of the images, we can go over right there to these 3 dots, copy the seed, go over to the left side of our page, a little bit scroll down, and now enable this option, use fixed seed. And now basically let's there go over and paste our seed. And now basically how it exactly works. We can, for example, like don't change anything and run this prompt, and you will see what will happen. However, now in order to show you the difference, I will provide something right there. So for example, simple sentence, in the nature. And let's also run this prompt. So now let's take a look on the following results. So this is the collection of our images that we have taken, I would say, the seed from, alright? So from there we like copied the seed. However, there you can notice, I provided the same prompt and I used the seed, alright? And it generated for me the same images, alright? Because it referred to this one, I would say, the collection. However, there you can notice that below I used the same prompt, but I didn't like, I would say, applied the seed right there. So this is very, very powerful, because, for example, let's see there, I provided only in the nature, and now look how I would say these characters are similar, alright? So for example, this one image to this one, alright? This character is really the same, alright? Also, for example, this one image is not the same, so not very similar, for example, to this one. However, we've got 2 images which are pretty really similar, alright? Also this one image to this one. So by this way we can create really consistent characters in different, I would say, circumstances, alright? Because there, again, we can take a look on this one character and this one. So that's amazing. Even later on, we'll discuss the ways and on how to improve, I would say, the faces. So switch the faces between the characters to even like improve, I would say, the consistency of the specific, like the portraits. So even if you want like receive something which will fit your requirements, we can do this, I would say, very easily and basically switch the faces. Also, what I did there, I provided like the sentence log shot of the woman. So again, look on it and look on it. Pretty the same, alright? And by this way we can like provide other, I would say, the metrics to our prompt. So now even I can type something like the in the, let's say, restaurant. Let's type sitting and even red dress. And what is very, very important, if you basically like create the consistent characters images, first, use the seed. This is very, very important. Remember to enable this one option. And also, please keep the, I would say, the initial form of the prompt. So we've got the female Instagram model, cute, young, adorable, blonde hair, blue eyes, pale skin. Every time in the prompt just include it, alright? Because after it will just generate for you really consistent, I would say, the images. So keep in mind this one fact. And also there you can add some additional, I would say, the metrics. So the parts of the prompt. So for example, in the restaurant, sitting, and for example, like the clothes, alright? And now let's go over and generate it. So again, you can notice, maybe some of the new images are not exactly the same as this one character, alright? But like look on this one image, for example. Like this character is very, very consistent. Like the entire face, like the color of the hair, or whether the waves on the hair are pretty similar as there, alright? And also there. So we've got something very, very similar. However, there also we can notice, if we provide a lot of, I would say, additional elements to our initial prompt, like the image will be less consistent as the parts of the prompt, I would say, increases, alright? So if we have more, I would say, additional parts, the keywords, like the images can be, I would say, more different than the initial one, I would say. And also what I encourage you to do is to experiment with the prompt. So for example, type in the club. And for instance, fancy dress. Or even you can go over there and type different, I would say, the camera shots. So for example, long shot, medium shot, or whether close-up shot, as you want, alright? For example, there I can generate it. Now let's go over ahead and remove this part. Again, generate it. For example, now type in the hotel room. Alright. And for instance, let's go over pink t-shirt and black pants. And now generate it. And even like provide different, I would say, situations, circumstances, and basically environment. And now again, pay attention, for example, to this one image and our initial one, for example, this one, alright? And even this one. This is pretty the same. Also, don't be scared if like the skin will be, I would say, darker a little bit. Because, for example, like there we've got like the skin, which is the olive, I can say, the type. And there we've got like the skin, which is, I would say, the pale. And then remember that we've got different lightings, depends, I would say, from the environment. So for example, in the nature, we've got the natural lighting. However, in the club, we won't have this one lighting, so we've got something which is more cinematic lighting. Like the most important fact is to have very consistent, I would say, the face of the woman. However, if the face of the woman just barely like changes, like we've got like the small like differences, it's also great. Because at the end of the day, we've got the blonde hair, like the blue eyes, like the same one, I would say, the lips, and we've got different environments and everything like that. So again, you can see we've got a lot of great images to choose from. Let's go ahead and see there. For example, this one image, it's not exactly the same as this one, but this one exact image is more likely to be very similar to this one. So again, this method is very, very powerful. I hope you see like this. I'm very excited every time when I'm speaking about this, because now we have the actual possibility to create very consistent characters. Even, oh my god, look on this one image in the uniform. That's perfect. I really love it. So this is something very, very powerful. If you would like, please leave me your honest review of the course. I'm very curious what you think about it. I'm very excited for now. And for me, this is something really, really awesome, very huge, and I really love it. For now, this is everything. I will see you in the next one video. So welcome everyone and the exercise of this course. And here is the perfect time for you to get into the action. So in this lecture, we are going to create from scratch our AI influencer and a consistent, I would say, images for it. And also, we'll discover different Leonardo models. So for example, we'll be able to create the characters in the anime style, or whether overall test out different the models for different purposes. Because obviously you need to remember, the AI influencer that you aim to create doesn't need to be, I would say, in the hyper-realistic, I would say, the style. We've got a lot of, for example, anime, the fans, a lot of people that are interested in different, I would say, the themes, alright? So for example, as I said, the anime, whether the fantasy or something just else, alright? Maybe cartoon, and by this way even, you can go over and create your AI influencer. So there you've got a lot of possibilities. Therefore, let's go over now, and firstly disable this one option, photoreal. And now even, let's go over and try the first one model, so the Leonardo Diffusion XL. And even what we can do, we can go over here and copy this one prompt, or just go over there and copy the prompt. We can paste it right there, and now basically let's disable the seed. We can remove it for now, and now let's see how it will work with the Leonardo Diffusion XL. In the meantime, what we can do, we can go over to the homepage of Leonardo AI and go over right here to the fine-tuned models. And there you can see, for example there, we've got Leonardo Anime XL, or even Leonardo Lighting XL, or just anything that you want. So there, for example, I'm very curious about the anime. I can go over here and generate with this model. And for instance, you can see, these are the results with the other, I would say, the model of Leonardo. So it's more, I would say, smooth, not a lot of, I would say, realistic. However, this woman, it's just great, it's just beautiful. So we've got very, I would say, smooth the face. However, there, for example, we've got the anime style, which is also pretty great, alright? So as you wish, you can choose different models. Let's, for example, look on it. And it's pretty nice, alright? So as I said, it depends from your preferences. Maybe you would like to create, I would say, the model, which will be, I would say, more smooth and more in the specific style. So you can go over ahead and, for example, pick the Leonardo Diffusion XL, or whether Leonardo Anime XL. And even in this lecture, we'll explore more models. However, now let's go over and look on the anime. So it can be also be an AI influencer. However, as I found, and which is the most powerful, is the hyper-realistic style. Nevertheless, feel free to go over and check this one, alright, so check different models. I'm just saying that I would say the hyper-realistic is the most, I would say, popular. Nevertheless, anime also may be a good idea in some cases, alright? Also, it depends from the business that you are promoting, so basically, that's how it is. To be honest, I must say that the Leonardo Lighting XL is also pretty good, alright? So there also we've got the realistic, I would say, the style, alright? However, there, when it comes to the photoreal, it provides, I can say, the raw, I would say, structure. Because we've got the skin which is rough, I can say, sorry. And there you can notice, on these images, we've got the skin which is more smooth, alright? So we've got the smoothness. However, it's also realistic, because you need to pay attention that when someone sees our profile, for example, this person see the images which are smaller, right? So for example, this one. And this is looking very realistic. This one image is great. Also there we've got something like the Leonardo Vision XL. And there also these images are great. For example, I see the AI influencer, which looks like this, alright? So this is pretty nice. And also there, nice. It's looking very, very great. Pretty nice. So again, the choice is yours. You can go over and pick different, I would say, the models in order to create your beautiful AI influencer. For example, for now, I like this one model. So Leonardo Vision XL. Because there, as I can notice, the skin is glowing, alright, right there. And basically, this is very important fact. Afterwards, when we have some instances when we don't have the consistent faces, we'll be able to swap the faces. For example, let's say we'll be able to take this one face and like provide in this one image without just changing anything else, only the face. And like this feature works better when it comes to the faces that are smooth, alright? So for example, in that case, we can have some problems when it comes to this one case. So for example, like swapping the faces. However, in this one case, when the face is more smooth, it will be more efficient, I can say. Nevertheless, this one lecture is the exercise. So for now, we can go over there and copy the seed. And now we'll create our consistent characters. So let's go over there. Remember to enable this one option and paste the seed. And now let's go over. Let's copy the prompt. Let's provide it. And let's now provide something else. So for example, in the mall. And now let's pick the summer clothes, for example. And again, remember to at least provide, I would say, 3 times this prompt, or whether 2. 2 is enough, I can say. However, by this way, you just will get more like the examples and just better results. So now let's see what we have. For instance, let's set this image as the initial. So we'll be able to like search for very similar images like this one. For example, this one image is pretty nice. We can compare it. So sure, we can see, yes, this is nice. There, what we have, the image which is similar to this one. There also we've got the similar like the images. But there, for example, this one image is not similar. However, maybe this one is a little bit. So I encourage you to like experiment with it a lot, alright? Because sometimes you can see, for example, I think in these 4 images, we don't have like the image which is, I would say, very similar to this one woman. But there, for example, this one image is nice, alright? So this one image is very similar, I can say. Like look on it and look on it. This is pretty nice. So just again, try to use different prompts, like different environments, different clothes, as you wish, alright? And create a lot of like images to have, I would say, the base to choose from, alright? Because obviously you can see, for example, this one image is not very similar to this one, alright? So this one, 2 images. So most time you will encounter this problem that some images won't be, I would say, very similar to the other ones. But as I said, you need to only pick some of them that will be, I would say, very similar to each other's. So as I said, this one image is great, this one image. So for now we've got 3 images like to publish on our social media. Even let's go over there and let's provide something else. For example, pink dress. I've got no ideas. Maybe we can pick something like in the crowded city. For example, let's pick the location, so the New York. And now let's generate it again twice, for instance. Now provide medium shot. Medium shot. Again, delete, for example, this one part. And let's provide something like the standing. We can generate it twice. And just as you can see, we can just go over and experiment with it to get the best results. So again, pay attention what we received. They're adorable, like the woman in a pink dress, which is very captivating, very eye-catchy, and very beautiful, alright? For instance, I like this one image. There we've got this one image, which is also perfect, and a lot of content to work with, alright? So again, I encourage you to try it out and provide a lot of different images. For example, let's say you will generate like 20 different graphics with different prompts. And even with it, if you will have, I would say, 2 images from this 20, it will be even great. Even 1 image, alright, which will be consistent with the initial one. Also, it will be great, because at the end of the day, you've got the post created, alright, on the social media. Therefore, like, pay attention to the consistency and provide very consistent characters. And also remember, like with playing with different models. So basically go over to the Leonardo, go over here and use different models to work with them, alright? And basically pick the one that you like the most and which is the most relevant to your purpose. For example, I recommend you to use the Leonardo Kino XL for sure, also Leonardo Vision, and even for example Leonardo lighting. But again, feel free to pick the Leonardo anime, or whether the Dream Sharper, or whether this one, Stable Diffusion. So you've got a lot of different possibilities, endless possibilities. This technology is really powerful. AI influencers are very powerful. This is pretty new topic. Therefore, it's the great topic to basically like take a look on it and just create your AI influencers and build your entire, I would say, the community and like promote this entire, I would say, the arts.